Screaming Geek Media here. I am Jerry the Geek. Today we are going to talk about the Conan movies on 4K. But before we get into that, if you like physical media, if you like 4Ks, Blu-rays, even DVDs, if you like home theater, movies in general, check out my other videos on my channel because I do these reviews, unboxings, collection updates, discussions. See what you like, hit that like button, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on. So let's dive in. We're going to talk about the Conan movies on 4K that just came out. Now, first up is the original Conan the Barbarian. Came out in 1982. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger, his first big role. James Earl Jones, directed by John Milius. And of course, it was scored by Basil Poledouris. The amazing score. Definitely one of my favorite soundtracks. Classic movie, and all. After all these years, I still really enjoy this. And seeing Arnold back in his pumped up days, he is freaking insane. He is so jacked from all that bodybuilding experience. And next up, we have Conan the Destroyer. Came out in 1984. Schwarzenegger coming back. Then we add in Grace Jones, Wilt Chamberlain. I forgot he was in it. It's been ages since I've watched these movies. Directed by Richard Fleischer, and score was done again by Basil Poledouris. The movie itself, like I said, it's been ages since I've watched these. This just does not hold up. Watching them back to back, the first one, it sets the bar this high, and then the Destroyer it is, I don't know, it's kind of like almost a bad movie in my opinion after all these years. It was just so far out there. I was like, what the hell am I watching? I got bored to death and I just watched, and it's like, there's not too many redeeming qualities about the second one, in my opinion. It's just so weak of a story, and it just doesn't get me like the original. It just fell flat. So moving on, talking about the 4Ks, they came out from Arrow Video. They just came out, yesterday. Everybody started getting them last week, and I just got mine Monday. Now, of course, older movies, they were filmed on 35 millimeter. They both have HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Now, I'll start with Barbarian here. Phenomenal. Out of the gate, I was just so freaking impressed with how good this looked. Some great, rich details. The textures, flesh tones look really natural. Some pops of colors. Both these movies have a pretty muted palette when it comes to colors, but there are some that pop here and there. Like an early scene when they attack the village, you got all the snow white background, and all the uniforms are all kind of dark and dingy, but then the ones that got the kind of a red patterns on it really pop. When they're in the forest, and then early on, right before they attack, the shadows coming through the trees, the lighting effects is phenomenal. Sweat details on the faces. Arnold's muscle definition really pop here. So Arrow hit it out of the park with this one. Now moving on with Destroyer, pretty much the same thing. It's got it has all those rich textures and details. I felt compared to the first one, the second one has a little bit softer at times, but I'm not saying it's bad. Just, comparing the two, it doesn't look as good as the first one, but still great in its own. Big highlight was near the end when the queen, the gown she's wearing, the sparkles really leap off the screen there. But still a great job with the second one as well. So visually, both of them, they knock it out of the park. They look phenomenal. Now, as far as any Blu-ray comparison, I never own these on Blu-ray. I've been wanting to the last couple years, but then I just kept holding out hoping for 4K. Upgrading from DVD up to 4K here, this was definitely great. So I don't have any comparison shots, but we'll show you some screenshots from both movies here. And we'll come back and talk about the audio on these, packaging, bonus features. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Now for the audio, the Barbarian has a Dolby Atmos, DTS HD Master Audio Mono, which is original mono track they restored. And you also have a DTS 2.0. I toggled between the three and pretty well balanced throughout, even on the mono track. I'm not a big fan of mono. It's nice that some people, the purists out there, want the original form. So hats off to the studios that provide the original tracks for the purist out there. But in today's, I just don't get listening to the sound out of one speaker. It just sounds so bland. And I want the full effect if it's done right. But even in a mono mode, it does sound really well. The music and the dialogue, everything comes alive. Same with the 2.0. It actually fills the room a little bit more, even with just the 2 channels. It was very well done. But both of those tracks, what was missing was the bass. I know as far as the sound effects, there's really hardly any bass in the movie. It's more from the music. So with a Dolby Atmos track, the bass really comes alive and that soundtrack really hits you in the face without being overdone. Actually, I've talked about this in previous reviews. Sometimes older movies don't get mixed properly. We'll get to that on the next movie, but this one is very well mixed. I was very impressed with how they handled this. Now for Destroyer, we have another Dolby Atmos track along with the original mono track from DTS. Now, according to Blu-ray.com, the specs on it say DTS HD Master Audio Mono. But when I pull it up, when I'm watching it, when I flip it to that audio track, the display says LPCM. So it's one of the original lossless tracks, not compressed at all. But here's where we see a difference in audio from the second one and the first one. This did not get the same care as the first one, which happens a lot. You see this on whenever they produce these movies, they put all the love and care into the first one, and then after that, it's like they don't give a shit about the others. And this one falls in that boat. The second one here, the audio track, I felt was botched. It just didn't get that same love. It's not a well balanced with between the music and the rest of the audio sound effects. It just doesn't have it's not mixed very well. It's overdone. It just seems unnatural. It does have that very dated sound to it, where the first one didn't. I mean, like I said, the first one freaking was awesome. This one just, I listened to the other track as well. It really is, it was about the same. Even in the mono track, it just didn't have a good balance to it between the music and the dialogue and the sound effects. It was just completely off in my opinion. Yeah, comment below, let me know what you thought. First one, shine. Second one, bleh. Now for the packaging, I did an unboxing. You can check out more detail. I'll go through real quickly. I love these hard case editions. They are gorgeous. I don't get too many because, the price points is pretty salty on, the Arrow stuff. But the Conans I had to have and pre-ordered them and glad to have them. Each one, has the movie, and it has a booklet and a poster. Standard keep case, standard European thicker case. First one has 2 discs. The movie, which actually has all 3 versions of the film, which I forgot to mention, and there's a bonus disc. The 3 versions, you've got the theatrical, you got the international, and then you got the extended cuts. I haven't watched this enough to know what the differences are, so I watched the extended cut. And second one, same thing. Got the booklet, poster, and the movie in a keep case. This is only a 1 disc. All bonus features are on with the movie. And of course, both of these have those little production cards in them as well. Now, when watching these, I only had 1 issue with the first one because using a BD100 disc. And if you don't know, some of your cheaper 4K players out there have issues with the 100 disc. And I've got a cheaper Sony one, the X700. So once in a while, I'll get a movie where it freezes up. And this was the one scene when they all go to a palace, and as Doom is turning into the snake, it locked up there. And I had to, go back and reset it, and then it worked fine. Doesn't happen all the time, but every once in a while, when it does happen, I look it up and see it is a BD100, and so that is the issue. Now for the bonus features on Barbarian. Like I said, it has all 3 cuts on the disc. The audio commentaries are all on a extended cut. We have an archive commentary with John Milius and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then we have a new audio commentary by Paul M. Salmon. And also we have an isolated music track. And then we have Conan Unchained, the making of Conan. We have new interviews. I ain't going to list every one of them. I just went counted up. There's like 13 new interviews done specifically for this. Then we got Conan, the Rise of a Fantasy Legend. Art of Steel, Sword Makers and Masters. Conan, the Vault. A tribute to Basil Polidorus. That was done, I didn't write it down, I think it was in 2006, right after he passed. They did a big special tribute for him. The original promotional featurettes. Deleted scenes, special effects comparison. Conan, the archives. Conan the Barbarian, the musical, has a little satire. I didn't watch that, but I have to check that out. Trailer gallery and image gallery. So a lot to go through here, some new interviews and a lot of archive stuff. So I love when these boutique labels, or even not very often you get the studios put new bonus features, but it's nice that they make the effort for it. Now for Destroyer, we have several audio commentaries here. We have 3 archive ones, one by director Richard Fleischer, another audio commentary by Olivia Dabo, Tracy Walter, another archive one by Sarah Douglas, Kim Newman, and Stephen Jones. And then we have a new audio commentary by Paul Salmon. And then again, we have another isolated music score track as well. Then we have Casting the Conan with Johanna Ray, Cut from a Different Cloth with John Bloomfield, Dune and the Destroyer with Kevin Phipps, Swords, Sorcery, and Stunts with Vic Armstrong. We got Behind the Destroyer with John Walsh. Then we got some archival featurettes, trailer gallery, and image gallery. Again, so a mixture of a lot of archive stuff and a few new things as well. So to wrap it up, Arrow hit it out of the park. I mean, this is a great beginning of the year for them. Phenomenal transfers here. And again, the audio, first one is great. I was really surprised by how it was mixed. The second one, I just thought they didn't get the same love and care. They could have done a better job. It just sounded very dated, not very well balanced. But I'm for everyone out there, even if you don't like the second one, even though it's not a great movie, it doesn't, not the same standard as the original, even if I would have rewatched this recently before ordering, I probably would have ordered anyways just because of having both of them for the collection. So I'm really surprised. I mean, that's why I give my thoughts on both of them. If you're a person that you don't mind separating only one a good one, if you don't think you need both of them, that's why I did the thoughts on both of them. But I know most of you out there are probably going to have both of them in a collection regardless. As of last night, both of them were still on sale for $24.99 because of Barnes & Noble and Amazon's price matching. They did show in stock last night. And a Chronicle set, which has both of them in one box. And they put both books into one book. If you don't mind, if you want one, if you want cheaper route, it's selling for $39.99. And I'm thinking those of the Barnes & Noble sales good till the 5th of February. So if you have not got these yet, if you're interested, jump on them right away. Because I mean, it sucks thinking that I pre-ordered these, months ago when they were first announced. I paid like $83 to get these from Diabolic. So it really shocks me that the Barnes & Noble was actually putting brand new titles up for sale. To get both these individually for $50, or if you want to save another $10 and get the sets, you cannot go wrong. Jump on this immediately. So that pretty much does it for my look at the 4K versions of Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. Please comment below. Let me know what you think, if you've got these or if you're thinking about getting them. Check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on. Tomorrow's February 1st, and it celebrates my 2nd year anniversary with the channel. So I'll be doing like a kind of a channel update as well, and tell you some stuff I'm thinking about doing. Also have the January haul, we'll be doing that as well. So keep your eyes out for that. We'll see you then. Geek out.